Good evening, everybody. I want to sincerely appreciate everybody for being so consistent with this training. This is actually day 2 of the program. You'll be wondering what we're actually doing for day 2. For day 2, we'll be looking at Are Peeps, lots, leverage, brokers, platforms and charting softwares, types of traders, strength, day, position, scar, technical analysis. Now, let us now start with PIPS. What are PIPS? Let's start with PIPS. PIPS is a point in percentage and it represents a tiny measure of the change in the currency pair in the forex market. It can be measured in terms of the quotes or in terms of the underlying currency. Determining your profit and losses is an essential part of trading. I don't want to go too far into theory because eventually I'll still send this material to you. What exactly is a PIP? Let's go to my board. If I have 1 over 100, times 1 over 100. 1 times 1 is what? 1. 100 times 100 is 10,000. Now, 1 divided by 10,000 is what? 0.0001. Now, what this means is the fourth value from the decimals, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, is exactly what the peak is. So if, for instance, you have an exchange rate, and probably that exchange rate is 1.25012. If you have 1.25012, so it means that the fourth value from the decimal, which is 1, is the P. The fourth value from the decimal, which is 1, is the P. And that 2 you see there is called the pipette. So this one is 1 P. And this other value, which is seen here as 2, is called 2 pipettes. You see, the one you call the P is exactly what you have business with. You don't have any business with the pipettes. Are you doing? The one you call the P is exactly what you have business with. Are you doing? Just a minute, please. So, if you call this the pipette, then it means that, let's say I have a very good example now. Let's say, for instance, I have a very good example, and that example is, let's say I have, my example goes like this. Let's say I have a very good exchange rate, and that exchange rate is 1.65012. Let's say I say add 10 pips to this exchange rate. So since this is 1, 2, 3, 4, let me use another matter, please. Since this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you add 10 pips to this exchange rate, you should have something like 1 and 0 here. I've added 10. If you add this up together, is 2, 1, 1, 5, 6.1. Shading. So this is 1.65112. This is exactly what 1.65112. So this is how to add pips to exchange rates. This is exactly how to add pips to what? To exchange rates. Okay, let's talk about yen pairs. Yen pairs are pairs that are usually like CHF JPY, Euro JPY, you have GBP JPY, so on and so forth, NZD JPY, or any currency pair that ends with yen JPY, they are called yen pairs. You know, Japan, they spend yen, China, they spend yuan. You understand? So with that, that will be 1/10 times 1/10. 1 times 1 is what? 1. 10 times 10 is what? 100. So that gives you 0.01. I see it. That gives you 0.01. So if you have 0.01, it means that a very good example of yen pair is when you have 125.651. The second value from the decimals, which is 1, 2. Let's say I want to add 2 pips to this exchange rate. Let's say I want to add 2 pips to this exchange rate. So what I'll do is I'll simply say, I'll come here and put the 2 under this one. Why? Because it is the second value from the decimals. So that will be 1. 5 plus 2 is 7. Then 6 comes on 0.5. Then this is 2 and 1. So this is how to add pips to what? To yen pairs. This is how to add pips to what? To yen pair. Let's say a very good example of this year's yen pair was even CHF JPY. There you can see that's that. So let's proceed. The next one is lots. Lots represent the size of your trade in forex. In another interpretation, it's the number of currency units you will trade in forex. There are 4 main types of lots. They are standard lots, mini lots, micro lots, and nano lots. But I don't like to talk much about nano lots. So now, let's start. For standard lot is a lot that has 1.00. For mini lot is a lot that has 0.1. For micro lot is a lot that has 0.0. Let's start. From here, the formula for lot size is x over 10,000. So that gives me let's say you have 100 over 10,000. Zeros cancel zeros. So this is 0.0. So this type of lot size is called what? A micro lot size. This type of lot size is called what? A micro lot size. So if this type of lot size is called a micro lot size, then it means that I can have this as, then let's say probably another one. Let's say somebody comes and deposits $100,000. So that's 1,000 divided by $10,000. So this is 0.1. So this is a mini lot size. Are you because this is a what? A mini lot size. A mini lot size is a lot size that ranges from $1,000 to $9,000. A mini lot size is a lot size that ranges from $1,000 to $9,000. while a micro lot size is a lot size that ranges from 100 to $900. Lastly, the last one is a standard lot size. This cancels this, you have one. So this is a standard lot size. The standard lot size is a lot size that ranges from $10,000 upwards. A standard lot size is a lot size that ranges from $10,000 upwards. So that is lot size for you. Are you with me? That is lot size for you. So now let's not proceed. The next one is leverage. Leverage, leverage is result from using borrowed capital as a funding source when investing to expand the firm assets. That's exactly what leverage is. Leverage is exactly when you have a certain amount of money in the forex market. And the brokers will not tell you that, Mr. Victor, since you don't have much money, we can use a specific leverage for you, which can be so helpful. What that means is, if I have that, it means that for my leverage, I can have something like, if I have $100, then I can now say this, I can use the leverage of 1 to 500. So 100 times 500, that is $50,000. So class, you know what that means? It means that you are saying that the money deposited into forex account is $100. But in the forex market, they see your $100 as $50,000. But guess what? The brokers will surely they know how they will make their profit from this they have done. It's either they make their profit from the commission, or they make their money from the swap, or they make their money from the spread. So that is leverage. The next one I like to talk about is brokers. Brokers are firms that provide traders with access to a platform that allows them to buy and sell foreign currencies. And transactions in the market are always between a pair of two different currencies. Now, there are several types of brokers. We have the we have Forex Time. Forex Time is a type of broker. We have Mr. Kola Wole Jami. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we have Apari. We have OctaFX. We have Forex. We have XN Forex, XNet. We have a whole lot of brokers. Name it. But let me tell you the truth, class. The one I've been using, which has been so wonderful, is Forex. And another which I also give to my students, they are OctaFX. Another one which I know is so perfect right now. In fact, it is so unique is FX Choice. FX Choice is a wonderful broking firm. FX Choice is a wonderful broking firm. And these are, one thing I always tell people is this. There's nothing like when you work with a good broking firm and you request for your money, they pay you so quickly. I know so many broking firms that when you deposit money, withdrawing from them is a problem. But I'm not here to spoil anybody's business. Are you okay? So there are a lot of them. Top FX, FXTM, I can't even name them. I don't have much. FXTM, Antec, FXTM, Antec, FBS, plenty of them. So, but the ones I know I've worked with and my students have worked with are XNES, Hot Forex, Apari, Avatrade, FX choice, top FX. Top FX is also wonderful. There was a lady like that she used top FX. In fact, she really enjoyed their service. So that's how it is. But the one I use personally is Upforex. Do you know the beauty about Upforex? I now discover that these days, if you place a withdrawal for on Upforex, it should not even take up to 4 hours. Your account will be deposited. Are you with me? Your account will be deposited. They are so unique. You can even partner with them in terms of affiliates. When you partner with them in terms of affiliates, it means that anybody that registers under your link, once that person trades and makes some profits, you will get some commission. I think the commission is about 60% of the spread, while 40% will go to the brokers. Are you with me? So that's that. So now, so the next one I'd like to talk about is platforms and chatting softwares. There are three types of chat platforms and chatting softwares. We have Ninja Trader, we have TradingView, we have Finvix. TradingView is a social network for traders and investors on stock, futures, and forex time. Are you with me? Now, TradingView is what technical analysts they majorly use. Like I have a class I am teaching right now. That is the advanced class. That class, I will be working with TradingView. I've even started working with TradingView with them since yesterday. Are you with me? TradingView is actually a good platform you can work with. And the beauty about TradingView is that they have free bouquet and they have paid bouquet. You can also do a paper trading on TradingView. What is the essence of TradingView? The essence of TradingView is just for you to take your trades, take the trades directly, your signal, and go and put on your MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. Then you allow the trade to run. The next one today is types of traders. We have scalp traders, day traders, we have position traders, we have algorithmic traders, so on and so event-driven traders, so on and so forth. Day traders. Now let's start on swing traders. Scalp traders are traders that trade for few seconds to few minutes. Scalp traders are traders that trade for few seconds to few minutes. And they are also very similar to day traders. It's just that the thing about scalp traders and day traders is they don't always like their trades to go over to the next day. Whenever a trade goes over to the next day, there's something called swap fee. Once that swap fee comes, that swap fee is a fee the brokers charge you when your trade goes over to the next day. What am I saying? Let's say, for instance, Mr. Victor was supposed to make $10 in a trade. It was on $10 this night. To the next day, he checked his money, now saw 9.98. That occurred because a swap fee of minus 0.02 has occurred in that trade. A swap fee has occurred in that trade. Who is a swing trader? A swing trader are traders that hold on to position for a very long time. And why I don't like swing trading is they always have a whole lot of trades in the market. Like when you swing trade, it means that you can enter the market as a buy, can enter the market. If you read a bit further, you will see that they said that swing traders hold on to trades for longer than a single day, which is not so right. Because when you hold on to trade for longer than a single day, there's every tendency that trade will have swap fee assigned to them. How you think? There's a tendency that swap fee will be assigned to what? To those trades. Position traders. These are traders that hold on to trade from few weeks to few years. Example of position traders are you have example of position traders, you have what they call them those people that trade for a very long period of time are those people that can keep trade for some days. How you think? Those people that can keep trade for some days are very good example of position traders. And these traders can be people that are so busy. For instance, I have a couple of friends whereby their job, I know one that works in the ring. That guy is extremely busy. He's in Port Harcourt. The guy is extremely busy. Are you with me? And he is also a position trader. What does he do? He also learned from a graduated, and the guy is doing very well. What he does is he picks some pips. Once he picks some pips, those pips are exactly what the man will use. Are you with me? He will capitalize on for 2 weeks. He can pick like take like 200 pips. And that 200 pips can go for 2 weeks. When the man comes back from his business, the 400 pips will be assigned to him. You see how this pips to himself. Unlike you and I that we know how much you are targeting every day. Probably maybe what we are targeting every day is just 20 pips. Are you okay? Whatever you and I will make, that person will also make it equally. In fact, to me, I would prefer position trading because when you are a position trader, you are not bound there to there's no you won't have you won't be disturbed. Like, let me check my trade. How far have I made in my trade? Are you with me? All those things. You will not be so disturbed. You'll be relaxed and you do your work and you'll be able to do some other things. That's one advantage about position trading. The next one I like to talk about is algorithmic traders. There are traders that rely on softwares. Like for instance, I have a signal group. I have people that pay for that signal group. I have a signal group, and I also have what they call it. Um, um, I have designed a robot, but my robot is way too expensive. Although I'm back testing it, are you with me? Although it's taking a while though, because I'm trying to see the efficiency of the robot. You know, some people will tell you that robots expire. Some people will tell you that robot failed. I'm sorry. A good robot is a robot that you use a good strategy to design. And it takes a piece of script or couple of scripts for you to design a robot. Are you with me? So I designed it and it's working so perfectly. The other group, which seems to be a signal group, is exactly where I give signals. Like for instance, look at this group. Let me show you some things so that you know that we are not joking here. Look at this group. This group is the present advanced class. This group is the present advanced class. And if you look at it, we have about 6 students there. All these students, they started their program yesterday. They started with full analysis of trading group. Now, if you look at this, you also see that right here, you observe that I have my signal group. You can see, when you see this dollar scaling sign, is a sign that this is, these are, this is the profit we are making in the market. Are you seeing it? You can see any signal today, I dropped a signal 20 pips. I dropped another signal 10 pips. Are you okay? So as a forex trader, you have, that's one advantage of what you are learning here. What you are learning here, you can use it as several streams of income. What am I trying to say? I am a forex trader, I'm a life coach, I teach. I conduct advanced class after my beginner's class. Aside that, I have a signal group. I trade for people. I sell robots. So in this business, you can have subordinates. Are you with me? You can have subordinates in it. So the advantage of being an algorithmic trader, let me also tell you, when you're actually an algorithmic trader, you are going to know the basics of, sorry, if you are algorithmic, if you are a if you are a robot designer, the advantage of being a robot designer is you will have an idea of programming. Can I tell you something? When I was actually running my master's program in software engineering, I was so fortunate that the program or what I was learning to design the robots was exactly what I was doing that particular semester. Are you with me? And you know, because it now looked as if I was doing a real practical. I was doing real practical while I was running my program. I was reading to pass my exams. Are you with me? And so it was so easy and it went so successful. So the time of defense and projects and all of that. So it was, I was speaking like I have made this, I've made that. It was so easy. Are you with me? And this is a robot I've been testing and I've been working on. I've seen people go and make your research. Do you know what even pushed me to design a robot? I met somebody in America and the person told me that the amount I used to buy a robot The person told me that the amount I used to buy a robot is about $6,000. You go and convert $6,000, that's about 3 million naira. And I asked myself, why would I buy a robot for $6,000? That's way too expensive. And you know what I did? I had to buy some materials I used in designing that same robot. So let's proceed. Event-driven traders are traders that keep up to world news. Event-driven traders are very similar to fundamental analysts. Are you with me? Event-driven traders are people that are traders that keep up to news. Some people are good when it comes to news trading, but I always tell people when you are trading, the core region of forex. I'm not saying if you're a good news trader, you cannot make money. I've made money from news trading. You don't need to tell me that. But the core way to make money and to be so certain of what you are doing is when you use from technical analysis. Are you with me? Technical analysis is a sure way and a more better way to make your analysis. Thank you very much, class. Please, do you have any question for me before I go? I will drop this PDF and I'll drop this thing. Please, I beg you, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Don't forget to click on the notification bell and don't forget to click on the like button. When you do all these things, there's every tendency that you always get new videos when I post them. Like yesterday, if you check my channel, I posted something about weekend gap. Are you with me? I posted something about weekend gap and it has been so helpful. Thank you very much. So good night. Is there any question for me before we go? Is there any question for me before we go?
No question, no question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Mr. Victor, do you have a question?
No, I don't really have a question, but I just want to ask a question.
Okay.
Please, for those who came late for this online teaching, please, can we still have access to this what do you call it? Because my main problem is how to calculate PIPS, and I think you have touch a lot. I talk about it a lot, but I need to go back and revise what you have say about how to calculate.
Hello, sir. Throughout the period of this week, I am going to be dropping the video on the platform, so you don't worry. I always drop the video for you to watch. I will drop the video before 10 p.m. tonight, and I'll also drop this video for you to read. Are you with me? But Mr. Kolawole, I want to discuss with you, Mr. Kolawole.
Yeah. I'm hearing.
Do you have MetaTrader 4 on your phone?
Yeah, I have MetaTrader 4.
Please, do you have a demo account on it?
Yeah, I have a demo account on it.
Please, you do me a favor. I will drop some things for you to download, for everybody to download in the class. I want to use your phone to teach the class tomorrow. I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I hope you'll be available tomorrow, sir, please.
I'll be available, no problem, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it, sir. Good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Have a nice day, sir.
Yes, sir. You too, sir.